Many of you are looking to pay it forward. So in this week's Money Monday, we're talking with our Megan Hammond here from Wealth Quest about how it is to best use your money to help others. So thanks, of course, for always being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
You know, we just had on, a local organization where we're talking about giving. So I was thinking, is there a right way or a wrong way to give? I mean, should you just give from the heart?
There is not a right or a wrong way. I mean, I think there are a lot of things, and it can be overwhelming because there are so many amazing organizations out there. And so I really focus on 4 key criteria, I think, when I'm looking at this, but there is no right or wrong, right? So I look at goals, right? How do I want to impact the world this year? Am I passionate about animals or children or conservation, right? Pick something that really speaks to you, first and foremost.
Right.
I think from a financial perspective, right, what are your financial resources? So do we want to give one time? Do we want to do ongoing contributions? Do we want to pool our resources with other people, or do we want to fund a program on our own? Right? Third, I look at reach. Do we want to impact our local community, or are we wanting to do something more on a national or global level? And then fourth, I really focus on taxes. And so, right, there can be tax benefits to giving to a charity. And if that's something that you're interested in, you need to make sure that you are giving to a registered 501c3. That's a registered nonprofit, right? If you're giving in a more informal way, like to a GoFundMe, for example, you may not be able to deduct that on your taxes. And so I would say the right or wrong is just making sure that you're aligning your giving with the goals that you're really looking for.
One other thing that popped into my head, and I feel like this time of year, it's already starting where everywhere you go, whether it's a cup of coffee, at your home goods store, at your department store, would you like to round up for this? Would you like to make a donation for that? Should we be doing that, or is that not a good way to give?
I think you absolutely can. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. I think part of it is looking at the resources that you have, right? And how do you want to give? And so I always say that once you have found sort of your passion projects, right? The things that you want to give to, right? Then you start doing research. And so if you know that you're going to a place like your favorite coffee shop and they're talking about the Ronald McDonald House, is that an organization that you're really interested in? Great, do some research, get on their website and learn as much as you can about them. And oftentimes you're going to see information about like funding campaigns, or is there a particular program that they're trying to raise money for? But really there are 2 ways that you can donate. So you can donate just a general donation, and that's what those types of donations would be. That gives the nonprofit, the organization, the choice to use that money wherever there is the biggest need. If you are looking to give to a particular program or some part of an organization, you can give what's called a restricted gift. And so those funds that you're giving go to that particular part of the nonprofit. And so part of it is just making sure that your money is going wherever you want it to go, where it's going to make the biggest impact.
You're always so helpful. I appreciate you being here. I do think this is the time of year where if you have the means, so many people want to, write a nice check so they get that tax donation or tax deduction, I should say. But then also there are those little ways that you can give, even if maybe you feel like, I don't have the money for a big donation this time of year,
Absolutely, and it doesn't need to be a big production if you don't want it to be, right? There are Thanksgiving meals and there are giving trees. And so reaching out to local churches or outreach programs, they can help connect you with families or programs so that you can give as big or as small as you want in the ways that are really going to feel most meaningful.
Well, I appreciate Megan Hammond, always a wealth of information from Wealth Quest. I didn't even plan that. All right, we'll see you here again shortly on another Money Monday. In the meantime, the weather out there, we were so blessed with this fall